Nation of Fit in 10, it is day 38, and hopefully you've sent in your feedback for this week. www.trainonmain.com/fit-in-10 check-in, all one word, fit in 10 check-in. Okay, more of your questions. Yesterday I talked about artificial sweeteners. I also talked about stevia, which is a naturally derived sweetener. Natural doesn't always mean good. Artificial doesn't always mean bad. Quite often there is toxicity, like I mentioned yesterday, there's toxicity with anything just based on the amount. There is no data to suggest that aspartame is cancer causing or unhealthy for you. There was actually one study done that I recall now on mice, or maybe it was rats, and aspartame did cause, if I'm not mistaken, it did cause cancer. There was enough, it was a statistically significant amount of rats or mice that got cancer from taking aspartame. But again, it was the dosage that you have to consider, and the dosage was 38,000 times what a normal human would have on, in terms of, I guess, daily dosage, however you want to quantify that, if I remember correctly. So again, we have to look at the quantities of things. If you had 38,000 times the quantity of the average water that a human would drink in a day, you'd definitely be dead, okay? So we need to be very, very careful with these things. Quantities of whatever we ingest matters, just like calories matter. To my knowledge, there is no, like I said yesterday, there is no data to suggest that aspartame or acesulfame potassium or any of these other artificial sweeteners, that they are bad for your health. Now, I will tell you that I do limit them. I just limit them because I'm not sure. I do have them, but I don't have a lot of them. All right, so just keep that in mind. Okay, what about vanilla flavored almond milk? Shouldn't be an issue. Almond milk is, even the flavored, the vanilla flavored, if it's the one that I purchase, I get the one at Costco. You should look at it on the side. It should be like 30 calories per serving, 30 calories per cup. The flavoring should be natural flavoring, should just be like vanilla bean extract. That's in there. I think it's written as like natural flavoring on it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that unless you're buying an almond milk that's got sugar added to it, which is possible. So just look on the side and you'll see a lot more calories than 30. You'll see the one that I'm speaking of has, in terms of carbohydrates on the side, it maybe has a couple grams of carbohydrates, and this would just come from the almonds themselves. If there's sugar added, it's going to be a lot more carbohydrates. In the ingredients, it would say sugar as well, some form of sugar. So long as it's, low calorie, look for the one that's about 30 calories per serving. Flavored Greek yogurt. Well, I'm not sure. It depends. I don't know what it's flavored with in this case. My suggestion, and it's really good, is if you use vanilla flavored Quattro or vanilla flavored grass-fed whey protein from ATP Labs, you mix it into plain Greek yogurt, you'll get that vanilla flavoring. Believe me, you'll get a really good flavor. And you'll get more protein as well. So just something that you can do. Okay, moving along here. Name something specific you need help with. Tuning out bad cravings. Okay, well, this is sort of along the lines of feeling unmotivated. How do I feel motivated? Again, you're not always going to be able to tune out bad cravings. You're not always going to feel motivated. But again, it's about setting rules and then abiding by them. I'm not saying it's easy, but you just have to execute. You just have to, in this case, not go for the things you know you're not supposed to. So you have a choice in this. I'm not saying it's easy, but you have a choice. And so that's up to you. Is there anything you would like me to cover in this week's video series? Okay, actually, before I go on to that, it's kind of like in life, you're always like, well, why is it hard? Why is something hard? Well, it just is. I mean, we can't expect everything to always be easy, okay? In terms of helping to reduce cravings, well, this is another reason why we have a high protein diet, because it's going to be much more satiating and it's going to kill those sugar cravings. One way it does that is by reducing the hunger hormone ghrelin. Another way it's going to do that is to help stabilize blood sugar levels. So that's two things protein will do for you. Another thing you can do is drink water, drink water or drink tea, these types of things, just to fill your stomach. Just from the receptors in your stomach, you will feel fuller from that. When it comes to the foods that you're eating, try to make the foods that you enjoy eating that fall within the pillars of the challenge, right? Within the macros, obviously, and within the understanding of eating real whole foods. Okay, is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Body composition. Can you be losing fat without losing any weight in the scale? Yes. We went through this before, and but maybe this was asked before I went through this in video, or maybe you missed it. You can gain or lose weight through various mechanisms, but largely it's water-based. It can be intestinal-based as well, right? I mean, I don't have to go into details about that. But largely you can think about this as water, and we can hold water or lose water many ways, okay? Whether, it's hormone-related, sleep-related, salt, carbohydrate-related. I don't know if I already said this, but sleep deprivation. Okay, just get if you can get one night where you can sleep in, where you can get like 12 hours sleep, weigh yourself the night before and weigh yourself when you get up. And I guarantee you, if you take your weight on a regular basis, if you have a good long sleep, you're going to wake up lighter. Okay, because you're going to expel much more water. You're going to hold less water. Okay, there's so many things that are going to affect the way that we hold water. So you cannot measure your weight. Using weight as a measurement of fat loss is not a good idea, especially in the short term. If you've been strict with a diet over 6 months, okay, yeah, you can expect that your weight's going to be down because you've been losing some fat. But if you've lost 4 or 5 pounds of fat, yeah, you could not see that with water. You could just be holding extra water that day. It's not that hard, especially as a female, depending on the time of the month. It's not hard. Okay, and let's not forget that there's other ways that you're going to hold water. Especially with weight training, you're going to hold more water in the muscle. In general, the body's going to hold a little more water. This is not a bad thing. Okay, in fact, this is a good thing. Okay, 8:30. Let's get the message of the day. Message of the day. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. Well, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. Definitely one of the ones I like. Action beats anxiety, motion beats meditation, work beats worry. I'll say it again, action beats anxiety, motion beats meditation, and work beats worry. Basically, it just means execute, okay? So when you're feeling like quite often when we're being held back, it's just because we're not executing. We're not executing on the things that we have to execute on. So it's great to, it's great to meditate and it's great to think and all these things, but at the end of the day, it's really execution that's going to move us forward, right? Action beats anxiety, motion beats meditation, and work beats worry. Just execute on what you're supposed to. Of course, if you don't believe things are working out for you, always look to where you can improve. Are there areas where you can improve? Are there areas where you can improve, right? And be honest with yourself. Okay, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to y'all very soon. See you guys.